Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Matthew. This is my breakdown video on how I took on the challenge to redesign a childhood classic, the 1992 animated Disney Aladdin. I've got a list of things that I want to break down, like the inspiration and concept behind it, the genre and tone, the color palette that I stuck with and kind of meshed into, what colors, psychology behind everything, typography I chose, which is a really interesting execution on how I did it. We're really stoked. And then going to be doing the composition and layout on why I chose the blocks and why I made everything's actually has a story and a reasoning behind it. Then the imagery, and that's basically, yeah, no rambling on. Grab a tea or whatever you like to drink while watching educational videos, and yeah. Freshly brewed tea. Okay, so let's jump into it. The inspiration behind it. When I start designing posters, I create a mood board and I scour the internet, whether that's Pinterest, Google, that's about it. There's Instagram, sometimes Instagram. You're all gonna get like a really in-depth behind the scenes on how I actually lay out my Photoshop file artboards. I'm a huge fan of artboards. It's Adobe. Your programs crash a lot, but wow, you can't good things about it. Okay, so artboard 1, I like to create backups. So it's more of a, in case I mess something up, I have it already in the file. Workflow is still consistent. Enough of that. Inspiration. Official theatrical release poster. I really enjoyed how it has this like repeating pattern, has all the main characters, kind of tells a story within it, and that's what I really love about posters, is telling a story for the viewer to being interested in the movie without seeing it. And so using that as a main focal point, and then I found a couple of fan art pieces. Where is it? So I found this one fan art that I really enjoyed. Okay, so these were the 3 posters that I used as my like main inspiration, and then I had this one in the background just as a layout. I really enjoyed the layout, and my original idea was back in my sketchbook. I had this like cloud effect that I really enjoyed from the genie's lamp, and I really want to incorporate that and kind of craft I actually did it in Procreate. Let's bring it up. I also do few variations. So this was my original idea that I really wanted to try and have like over here. Oh, okay, let's not use this. Over here, I really enjoyed how the lamp was in the sand. I wanted to have just like 3 points in the grid, and I wanted to have the lamp in the bottom left corner, and then have smoke come out, and then have the main image kind of like this. And as you can tell, tried it out. I actually did it in Procreate, and I want to incorporate my own illustrations, my own graphic, my own penmanship, if we can call it that. I don't know if we can, but I'm going to call it that. I did it. Didn't really like how it actually turned out, so instead of scrapping the whole design and saying I'm not doing it, I went to the actual drawing board and I crafted these ideas, and I crafted what is now the end result. And the layout is I love having blocks and just like condensing everything so there's white space, but then there's also, it's not too busy. I don't like Hallmark. I don't like busy posters or posters that don't make sense. And there's a lot of those out there. And you know, everyone designs in their own way, and this is my way. So let's open up the curtains on how I designed this. Okay, so I create this, like, I don't know what this shape is called, so I'm just gonna call it the Black Widow shape. And I really wanted to incorporate the colors of the original poster in it, and I'll show you a real experiment and then why I kept the white background. And so you see there's this like inner drop shadow for it that I want to have some kind of meshing, like the background meshes into the image, because I think that when it works really well, it looks cool, and I think it worked really well in this. And put the main image in the background, and then so I cut around it to create this, and then added a layer mask, bunch of design terms, and then I crafted this like 3D pop out effect, because I love, I don't know what that illusion's called, but I love when it just like, it pops out like a 3D effect without 3D glasses. When doing like a layout, rule of thirds, wow, what a game changer. Jafar, that's his name. So Jafar, since he's like the main focal point other than Aladdin and Jasmine in the movie, I wanted him to be in the center of it all, because after all, he mind controls Jasmine's father, and then it's just this whole thing, and then he wants Aladdin to go into it. So all the characters are in the center, the genie's in the center, Jafar's in the center, Jasmine and Aladdin, and then all like the supporting characters are on the side of the poster. And I just really liked it. Out of all of the ideas I had, this one was the best. As far as like experimenting for non-white backgrounds, I had this like Reese's peanut butter orange color that clearly is too much. And then I wanted to incorporate the like sunset night scene in the original poster, but then I was like, this looks way too busy and too confusing, so then I stripped it back, went simple-ish, and I just chose a white background. Color palette, since it's a kids movie and it's a comedy and a family movie, I really wanted to keep with the blues, the yellows, and the oranges, just happy colors. It's really no long story short. In color psychology, blues and oranges invoke happiness, and so I wanted to keep the happiness because, you know, it's a Disney movie. It's a happy ending. Tell me one Disney movie that doesn't have a happy ending. Prove me wrong. In the comments, let me know. Going into text, the typography I chose, I wasn't sure what I was going to go for, but in this poster over here, I really enjoyed this type down here. I didn't know what it was called. And so Illustrator has recently come out with this new retype font feature that if you really enjoy a font, you bring it into Illustrator, you go up here into retype. It's in beta. From my experience, it's worked pretty well. So it gives you a handful of fonts, and a lot of them looked really close to what I wanted. And out of all of them, my favorite one was this font. So then, since it's an Adobe font, I was able to download it straight from Illustrator. Incredible. Without having to do any extra steps, it was already installed into Photoshop. And so my favorite like credit billing block credits is just the stacked. I wasn't sure The original poster, as you can tell, doesn't have studio credits, so I just went onto IMDb's page and grabbed the director, the producers, the music, casting, production, and I just did a really simple, straight to the point billing credit layout. I added my own credits because, after all, I designed this, and this is gonna be sharing it all around the internet. And if I see it on Reddit or somewhere and no one's credited me, which is fine, it's whatever. I can say, hey, I designed that, and without them saying, how do we know? I can say, look at the bottom. My credits are there. As far as studio logos, it's pretty bare minimum on the original as credits, so I really enjoyed, I don't know why this one's so cropped. This one's good. I really enjoyed how Walt Disney Records is shown, so I grabbed that one. I also grabbed the rating, and then we're in the digital era, further than ever, and so instead of putting a theatrical coming out in theaters, I put Disney Plus's logo, and I used any text that is featured in this poster. I used the same font for consistency. And if we scroll up, you will notice that the title, the movie title, is a bit different. It is because, same with like illustrating throughout the whole process, I also want to try and do like custom illustration titles. And so in Procreate, I traced out using this image as my focal point. I just traced it out and came up with this. Chose purple just because should have chose blue, but whatever. I chose purple because I thought it meshed well with overall, it's not like in your face, but it's in your face. And then I put Walt Disney Pictures on top, very similar, actually, yeah, very similar to the original. And yeah, long story short, that's how I designed, that's my thought process behind my redesign for Aladdin. And it's, of course, not the original idea I had, but it's one of the, you know, in design, sketching is really just like, just get it out. The sketches look rough. They are rough. They don't look rough. They are rough. But the whole point of sketches is that it's not supposed to always look good. It's just like, what's in your mind, sketch it out, bring into your design program, and then that's when it's like you start defining, like redefining. Is redefine not redefining? Just like you bring it all in together. And yeah, I also did a banner design because I think it is a smart idea for all the social medias, just to, and also if you end up putting it on a billboard, like Hollywood studios do it, why can't small designers do it? And yeah, that's really it. I would love to hear your creative feedback, creative criticism. I'm super huge on that. Nothing, I am human, but I love hearing your raw truth. Break my bones, essentially. Don't actually break my bones, but yeah. Long story short, yeah, so, tea's good. Peach ginger. Anyways, thanks for checking this out. Really stoked on this series. The progression is going to be incredible, and this is my first of 250, and one down, 249 to go. So yeah, thanks for watching. As they all say, don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I'm Matthew, this is Syndicate Vision, this is my journey on becoming a better movie poster key art designer, and I am excited to bring you all on this journey, and yeah. Check y'all later. Peace.